Leslie had always been fascinated by the rural charm of her grandparents' farm. As a curious and adventurous 10-year-old, she spent most of her summer vacations exploring the vast fields, playing with the farm animals, and wandering through the old barn. However, one summer, a chilling event would forever change the way Leslie viewed the idyllic farm. It was a warm and sunny afternoon when Leslie's parents dropped her off at the farm. Her grandparents, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, greeted her with warm smiles and tight hugs. The farm seemed peaceful, as always, but little did Leslie know that an eerie mystery was about to unravel. The days passed by blissfully, with Leslie helping her grandparents tend to the farm chores. But one evening, as the sun was setting and the farm was cloaked in a gentle twilight, Leslie decided to venture into the neighboring woods. She couldn't resist the allure of the dense foliage and the mysterious sounds that echoed through the trees. Hours flew by, and as dusk settled in, Leslie's grandparents grew concerned. They called out her name, but there was no reply. Panic gripped their hearts as they scoured the farm, hoping to find their precious granddaughter. But Leslie had vanished without a trace. News of the missing girl spread quickly throughout the small community. The local authorities initiated a search party, combing through the dense woods, questioning neighbors, and plastering missing posters throughout the town. Days turned into weeks, and still there was no sign of Leslie. Months went by, and hope waned. The once vibrant farm now echoed with a somber silence, as the Thompsons mourned the loss of their beloved granddaughter. The community mourned with them, their hearts heavy with grief and unanswered questions. Just when everyone had resigned themselves to the fact that Leslie might never be found, a chilling discovery shook the town to its core. The lifeless body of the little girl was found hidden deep within the woods, mere miles away from the farm. The sense of loss and devastation was immeasurable. The discovery of Leslie's lifeless body sent shockwaves through the community. The once peaceful farm now became the epicenter of a haunting mystery, and the townspeople demanded answers. Detective Sarah Reynolds was assigned to the case, determined to bring justice to Leslie and her grieving family. With a grim determination, she delved into the dark secrets that lay hidden beneath the farm's innocent facade. As Detective Reynolds dug deeper, she uncovered a series of unsettling clues. The farm had a dark history, one that had been buried for decades. Tales of eerie occurrences and strange happenings whispered among the town's older residents. One name kept resurfacing during Detective Reynolds' investigation, an enigmatic figure known as Mr. Jenkins. He had lived on the farm years ago, working as a farmhand for Leslie's grandparents. Rumors swirled that he had never truly left the farm, and his presence still lingered in the shadows. The detective's pursuit of the truth led her to Mrs. Thompson, Leslie's grandmother. In her tear-filled eyes, Detective Reynolds sensed a profound sadness and a knowledge that she was hiding something. With gentle persistence, she coaxed Mrs. Thompson into revealing the secrets she had long kept buried. Mrs. Thompson spoke of the farm's dark past, of an illicit affair between her and Mr. Jenkins. She confessed that the night Leslie disappeared, she had seen Mr. Jenkins lurking on the outskirts of the farm. Fearful of her secret being exposed, she had chosen to remain silent, unknowingly sealing Leslie's tragic fate. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Detective Reynolds intensified her investigation. The haunting presence of Mr. Jenkins loomed over her every step as she pieced together the final moments of Leslie's life. As she delved deeper into the case, the detective discovered a hidden cellar beneath the old barn, a sinister secret lair. Inside, she found evidence of Mr. Jenkins' twisted obsession with the farm and its inhabitants. Photographs, newspaper clippings, and disturbing drawings painted a chilling picture of his deranged mind. Detective Reynolds tracked down Mr. Jenkins, now an elderly man living in seclusion on the outskirts of town. With a mix of fear and determination, she confronted him, demanding answers. His hollow eyes held no remorse as he confessed to his crimes. Mr. Jenkins reveled in the power he had held over the Thompson family and reveled in the suffering he had caused. The town rallied together, seeking justice for Leslie and closure for her grieving family. The trial that followed exposed the dark underbelly of the farm and the insidious nature of Mr. Jenkins' actions. The courtroom overflowed with anger, sadness, and an overwhelming desire for justice to prevail. In the end, Mr. Jenkins was found guilty of Leslie's murder and sentenced to life in prison. The town breathed a collective sigh of relief, knowing that Leslie's spirit could finally rest in peace. Though the farm would forever bear the scars of tragedy, the Thompson family found solace in the love and support of their community. The loss of their precious Leslie would never be forgotten, but her memory would be cherished, and her spirit would forever dance among the golden fields of her grandparents' farm. Wayne Thompson had always dreamed of owning a farm, a place where he could escape the hustle and bustle of city life. When he finally acquired a picturesque farm on the outskirts of his hometown, he believed his dreams had come true. Little did he know that his idyllic farm would soon turn into a haunting nightmare. Wayne was a hardworking and dedicated farmer, tending to his land with love and care. His farm thrived, and his reputation grew as he supplied the local community with fresh produce. But behind the scenes, something sinister was unfolding. One gloomy evening, a young couple who had been hiking near the farm stumbled upon a gruesome scene. The lifeless body of a farmhand lay sprawled on the ground, a pitchfork piercing his chest. Shocked and horrified, they alerted the authorities, and soon the farm became the center of a dark investigation. Detectives arrived, questioning Wayne and the farm's other workers. Wayne claimed to have been unaware of the murder, expressing his shock and disbelief. The investigation grew more intense as evidence pointed toward Wayne's involvement in the heinous crime. His once pristine reputation began to crumble, and suspicion hung heavy in the air. As days turned into weeks, Wayne became a pariah in his community. Whispers and rumors circulated, painting him as a cold-blooded killer. The farm, once a symbol of hope and prosperity, transformed into a haunting reminder of a gruesome murder. Desperate to clear his name and prove his innocence, Wayne embarked on his own investigation. He delved into the life of the deceased farmhand, searching for any clue that could point to the real killer. But the deeper he dug, the more tangled the web of secrets became. Wayne's determination to uncover the truth intensified with each passing day. He meticulously combed through the farm's records, searching for any sign of motive or a possible connection between the farmhand and someone with ill intentions. The more he investigated, the more he realized that there was a dark underbelly to his once beloved farm. During his search, Wayne stumbled upon a series of financial irregularities within the farm's accounts. Large sums of money had been mysteriously disappearing over the past year, all pointing to an inside job. Wayne's shock deepened as he realized that someone within his own farm was not only responsible for the murder, but also for the farm's financial downfall. Driven by a mix of fear and a relentless pursuit of justice, Wayne confronted his fellow workers one by one. Suspicion fell on each of them, and trust became a fragile commodity. The once close-knit farm community was now fractured, consumed by paranoia and suspicion. As Wayne continued his investigation, he uncovered a clandestine affair between the farmhand and the farmer's wife. The pieces of the puzzle started falling into place, leading him to believe that the murder was a crime of passion, committed by someone within the farm's inner circle. But the truth held more darkness than Wayne could have ever imagined. The day he finally confronted his wife, he found her lifeless body hanging from the rafters of the barn. A chilling note left behind confirmed his worst fears. The murderer had struck again, silencing anyone who threatened to expose their secrets. With his world crumbling around him, Wayne knew he had to confront the killer before they could strike again. The farm, once his sanctuary, had become a trap, and he had to navigate its twisted corridors to unmask the true culprit and bring an end to the nightmarish reign of terror. Haunted by loss and driven by a fierce determination, Wayne set out to uncover the identity of the farm's hidden murderer. He found himself caught in a treacherous web of lies, deception, and betrayal as he unearthed the dark secrets that had plagued his farm. As he delved deeper, Wayne realized that the killer was none other than the farmer himself, driven by jealousy, greed, and a desire to cover up his financial misdeeds. The revelation shook Wayne to his core, realizing that the very person he had trusted and loved had orchestrated the brutal murders. With the evidence gathered and the truth finally exposed, Wayne contacted the authorities, ensuring that justice would be served. The farmer was arrested, and the truth of his heinous crimes sent shockwaves through the community. The farm, once tainted by darkness and bloodshed, began its journey of healing. Wayne, scared but resilient, vowed to rebuild not only the physical aspects of his farm, but also the shattered trust within the community. The haunting memories of the murders would forever linger, but Wayne hoped to transform his farm into a symbol of resilience and redemption. As time passed, whispers of the farm's dark history faded, replaced by stories of its remarkable rebirth. Wayne's determination and unwavering spirit became an inspiration to those around him. The farm once again flourished, serving as a reminder that even amidst the darkest of tragedies, hope and triumph could emerge. Note: this story contains elements of a mystery crime thriller. It explores the themes of betrayal, secrets, and the darkness that can lurk behind seemingly peaceful facades. Oliver always dreamt of living a quiet and peaceful life away from the hustle and bustle of the city. He longed for the tranquility of nature and decided to fulfill his dream by purchasing a farm in a remote countryside area. The farm had been abandoned for years, and Oliver saw it as a perfect opportunity to start afresh. As he arrived at the farm, Oliver couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The dilapidated barn, overgrown fields, and creaking windmill gave the place an eerie atmosphere. Nevertheless, he brushed off his apprehensions and began his journey as a farmer. Oliver spent days working tirelessly, tending to the fields and repairing the old structures. However, strange occurrences started happening. One night, he heard eerie whispers echoing through the farm, but upon investigation, he found nothing. Another time, he stumbled upon footprints leading into the forest, but they disappeared without a trace. Despite these unsettling incidents, Oliver remained determined to make the farm thrive. One day, while exploring the basement of the farmhouse, he discovered a hidden compartment. Inside, he found a diary belonging to the previous owner, Samuel, who had mysteriously disappeared. As Oliver delved into Samuel's diary, he learned about the history of the farm. It revealed a dark past, with tales of tragedy and unexplained deaths that had plagued the farm for generations. According to the diary, the previous owners had all met with tragic ends, leading the locals to believe that the farm was cursed. Oliver couldn't help but feel a shiver down his spine as he read the chilling entries. The diary hinted at the presence of a secret room somewhere in the farmhouse, a room that held the key to unraveling the mysteries surrounding the cursed farm. Determined to uncover the truth, Oliver embarked on a relentless search for the secret room. He meticulously examined every nook and cranny of the old farmhouse, desperate to find any hidden passages or clues. The days turned into weeks, and his obsession consumed him, but he refused to give up. One stormy night, as Oliver was rummaging through the attic, he stumbled upon an old photograph. The photo depicted a group of people standing in front of the farm, their faces distorted and contorted with fear. Among them was Samuel, the previous owner, whose haunted eyes seemed to follow Oliver. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from downstairs, jolting Oliver out of his trance. He cautiously descended the creaky staircase, his heart pounding with anticipation. As he reached the ground floor, he was greeted by a chilling sight. The basement door, once closed, now stood wide open, revealing a pitch-black void. Oliver hesitated for a moment, contemplating whether to venture into the darkness or flee from the farm once and for all. But his curiosity and determination got the better of him. He took a deep breath, grabbed a flashlight, and descended into the abyss. As Oliver descended into the darkness, the air grew colder and an eerie silence enveloped him. The beam of his flashlight illuminated the damp stone walls of the narrow staircase. Step by step, he descended further into the depths of the farm's secret underbelly. Finally, Oliver reached the bottom of the stairs, finding himself in a dimly lit chamber. The room was filled with dusty crates and old farming equipment, but amidst the clutter, he noticed a small wooden door tucked away in the corner. It emanated an ominous energy, beckoning him to unlock its secrets. With trembling hands, Oliver pushed the door open, revealing a hidden room bathed in an eerie glow. The room was adorned with peculiar symbols and arcane writings etched onto the walls. In the center stood an ancient stone altar, covered in dried bloodstains. Oliver's heart raced as he tried to comprehend the significance of the room. It became clear to him that the farm had been the site of dark rituals and unspeakable acts throughout its history. The cursed farm was more than just a legend. It was a place of malevolent power. As he continued to explore the room, Oliver discovered a worn-out leather-bound book lying on the altar. With a mix of curiosity and trepidation, he opened it, revealing pages filled with ancient rituals and incantations. It was a grimoire, a book of dark magic, containing knowledge that should have remained buried. With each page turned, Oliver felt an unsettling presence growing stronger around him. Shadows danced on the walls, and whispers filled the air. The farm's curse seemed to awaken, sensing an intruder invading its sinister sanctuary. Overwhelmed by fear, Oliver made a quick decision. He realized that he had to put an end to the farm's curse once and for all. He found an incantation in the grimoire, one that promised to banish the malevolent forces that had plagued the farm for generations. With trembling hands, he recited the words, his voice quivering with determination. The room shook, and a violent gust of wind swept through, extinguishing all light. In the darkness, Oliver could hear the agonized screams of unseen entities, their power fading away. As the chaos subsided, the room fell silent once again. Oliver cautiously stepped out of the hidden chamber, feeling an indescribable weight lifted from his shoulders. The curse had been broken, and the farm could finally be free from its haunting past. With a newfound sense of peace, Oliver dedicated himself to restoring the farm to its former glory. Word of his triumph over the curse spread throughout the surrounding area, attracting curious visitors who were captivated by the farm's newfound serenity. Years passed, and the farm flourished under Oliver's care. It became a sanctuary for those seeking solace in the tranquility of nature, unaware of the horrors that had once plagued the land. Oliver, now an old man, found fulfillment in sharing his story and the farm's transformation with the world. As the sun set on the farm, casting a golden glow over the rolling fields, Oliver found solace in knowing that he had overcome the darkness that had consumed the place. The farm had become a symbol of resilience, reminding him and others that even in the face of the most terrifying nightmares, hope and courage could prevail. John Anderson was a hard-working man in his early 40s who lived a quiet life in a small rural town. He had always dreamed of owning his own farm, and when an opportunity presented itself, he couldn't resist. He purchased a picturesque farmhouse with acres of fertile land surrounding it. Little did John know that this seemingly idyllic farm would soon become the center of a chilling mystery. As John settled into his new life as a farmer, strange occurrences began to unfold. It all started with the animals. The livestock on the farm seemed agitated and anxious. Cows would low mournfully during the night, and the chickens refused to lay eggs. John couldn't understand what was causing their distress. One day, while inspecting the barn, John stumbled upon a hidden trapdoor concealed beneath a pile of hay. Curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to investigate. He descended into the darkness, armed with only a flashlight. The underground passage led him to a hidden chamber filled with decaying animal carcasses. The stench was overpowering, and John's heart raced with a mix of disgust and fear. He wondered who could be responsible for such a gruesome act. John reported the discovery to the local authorities, but they couldn't find any leads or explanations. Despite the disturbing finding, John refused to abandon his farm. Determined to uncover the truth, he began digging into the history of the farmhouse and the previous owners. He discovered that the farm had once been a thriving property owned by the Turner family. However, tragedy struck when their only son, Jacob Turner, went missing under mysterious circumstances. Rumors circulated among the locals about the disappearance of Jacob. Some believed he had been kidnapped, while others suspected foul play within the Turner family. Intrigued, John delved deeper into the unsolved case, hoping to find some answers. During his investigation, John stumbled upon a local newspaper article from years ago that mentioned a series of unexplained events surrounding the Turner farm. There were reports of strange lights in the sky, eerie noises coming from the fields at night, and even sightings of a shadowy figure lurking around the property. John's curiosity was piqued. Could these events be connected to Jacob's disappearance? Determined to solve the mystery, he began exploring the farm at night, hoping to witness something out of the ordinary. Late one moonlit night, as John patrolled the farm, he noticed a flickering light coming from the barn. He cautiously approached and peeked inside. To his horror, he saw a group of people dressed in black robes, conducting a sinister ritual around a makeshift altar. Fearing for his life, John retreated quietly, but the image of the ritual haunted his every thought. He realized that the answers he sought were hidden within the farm's dark past. Desperate for the truth, he reached out to a retired detective, Emma Reynolds, who had a reputation for solving cold cases. John shared his findings with Emma, and together they embarked on a perilous journey to uncover the secrets of the farm. They sifted through old police reports, interviewed local residents, and even tracked down surviving members of the Turner family. Their investigation revealed a web of deceit, betrayal, and an underground cult that had operated in secrecy for years. The cult had a presence in the town and had used the Turner farm as a gathering place for their rituals. Their malevolent practices included sacrificial offerings of animals, and rumors suggested that they were responsible for Jacob's disappearance. As Emma and John continued their quest for the truth, the cult became aware of their presence. They would stop at nothing to protect their dark secrets. Emma and John found themselves pursued and threatened at every turn, but their determination only grew stronger. Little did they know that the cult's reach extended far beyond their expectations. The small town was entwined in their sinister web, and some of the people they had trusted the most turned out to be members of the cult. As Emma and John unraveled the dark secrets of the cult, they faced numerous obstacles. The townsfolk who were part of the cult were relentless in their efforts to keep the truth hidden. Threats and intimidation escalated, but Emma and John refused to back down. They were determined to bring justice to Jacob Turner and expose the cult's heinous activities. With each passing day, their investigation uncovered more evidence against the cult. They discovered hidden documents, secret meeting places, and testimonies from former cult members who had managed to escape its clutches. The pieces of the puzzle were coming together, but time was running out. In a daring move, Emma and John decided to confront the cult head-on. They organized a town meeting, inviting all residents to learn the truth about the farm and the cult that had plagued their community for years. The meeting was tense as fear and uncertainty gripped the room. Emma presented the evidence they had gathered, exposing the cult's dark rituals and implicating its members. Shock and disbelief spread across the faces of the townspeople as they realized the depth of the conspiracy that had enveloped their lives. The cult members, feeling cornered, grew increasingly agitated. They realized that their secrets were no longer safe and that their grip on the town was slipping away. Panic consumed their ranks, and chaos erupted within the meeting hall. In the midst of the commotion, the cult leader attempted to escape. John, fueled by a mix of anger and determination, chased after him. The pursuit led them through the farm's fields, where the full moon illuminated their frantic struggle. As they fought, John managed to overpower the cult leader, pinning him to the ground. The man's eyes were filled with a sinister determination, and he whispered chilling threats to John, promising that the cult's reign would continue even if he was captured. But John was resolute. He knew that exposing the cult's crimes would bring an end to their reign of terror. With renewed strength, he restrained the cult leader and called the authorities, ensuring his arrest. In the aftermath of the town meeting and the arrest of the cult leader, the community slowly began to heal. The cult's presence diminished, and the fear that had gripped the town started to fade away. Emma and John became local heroes, admired for their bravery and unwavering commitment to justice. The Turner farm, once shrouded in darkness, became a symbol of resilience and triumph over evil. John continued to work the land, determined to restore its former glory. The once anxious and distressed livestock regained their vitality, and the fields thrived with bountiful harvests. The town learned from its harrowing experience, vowing to remain vigilant against any signs of darkness that might try to infiltrate their lives again. The unity forged through adversity made the community stronger, ensuring that the events surrounding the farm would never be forgotten. And so, the chapter of fear and mystery came to a close, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and the reminder that even in the darkest of places, light can prevail. The Turner farm stood as a testament to the strength of those who dared to challenge the shadows and reclaim their lives. Finishing the tale, John turned to Emma and said, "We did it. We brought justice to this farm and its tragic past." Emma smiled, knowing that their journey had made a difference.